How's it going, guys? This is Double Wide 6, and here I have a weed trimmer. This one's an Echo GT 2000 or 2100. You can see it's all dusty and old. I just picked this thing up for 20 bucks. It has all the parts and nothing's broken. So, you know, a lot of times you'll see like they're missing the head on there, or they're missing the guard, or on these guys you'll see the trigger's broken. All I know about this thing is that it does not run. I didn't even mess around with it. So the first thing I'm actually going to do with it is just pressure wash it to clean it off so it's not so dirty. And then from there we're going to do a carburetor replacement, or a carburetor cleaning. So we'll see what's up with it once we get it apart. Apparently it has a Zama carburetor, and it's probably going to need new fuel lines and a new fuel filter. But I think I'll take you through the process. I just want to show you when I got it. And I checked it. It has real good compression, and it's freed up in there. So I paid 20 bucks for it since it has everything and nothing's broken. And I'm thinking this thing will probably sell for about 60 come spring. So we'll quick clean it up, maybe a little more.
Right here.
So we're done power washing this little Echo GT 2100, and you can see she looks good as new, real nice. And that just took about 3 minutes of power washing. Now I don't have it running yet, but I like to power wash them first, and then since I know I'm going to do a carburetor cleaning, that'll get all the water out of the carb and air filter and that stuff. So that's what it looks like after a power washing. At least it's clean to work with now. Alright guys, I just put this thing up on the bench, and we're going to start diagnosing it, seeing what's wrong with it. I can already see, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see some crud in this fuel tank. Looks like deteriorated fuel line. So we're going to have to clean out the tank, and judging by the fuel lines, this one has one air breather which goes up top here, and it has one fuel line that goes down in the tank. A lot of these units have 3, at least the newer ones, so this one only takes 2 fuel lines. This fuel line is going to have to be replaced. I'll probably just replace both of them. So that's what we're going to begin. Actually, I'm going to probably pull this tank off first. So there's just some Phillips head screws, and I'm just going to pull these out quick. I don't mind using the impact to take the bolts out, but I'd recommend screwing in bolts and screws by hand. That way you don't strip anything. And there's also a Phillips head screw in here. Oh man, that thing's tight. There we go. So we're going to pull that out, and there's one on the other side. It's just easier to remove the tank because I got to clean it out anyhow, so we're probably just going to fill it with water and stuff and get all the debris out. Well, I thought that tank was empty, but I got some nasty gas that came out. It reeks. And there's also some screws on the front side that need to be removed, so I'm just pulling those out next. So the tank's loose, and what we're going to do next is we're going to pull off the air filter and the carburetor, because I'm just planning on cleaning the entire carburetor. Man, these are on there tight. It's my wife paging me. Alrighty, so I loosened up both of these, so we're just going to slip off this. Put that to the side, and I believe the carburetor should be loose. Loose enough. So there we go. And right here is the throttle cable. Let me try and zoom in on that. You're just going to take the end of it and slip it forward so that you can pull out the carburetor. So now I have the carburetor and the fuel tank. Normally I wouldn't pull off the fuel tank, but this fuel tank's so dirty that I want to go through it and give it a good cleaning. And it's going to be easier to put the fuel lines on with the tank off. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is remove this fuel line from the carburetor. So I'm just getting my screwdriver in there enough to slide that off. And what I want to do is I'm going to take some long pliers here. I'm going to reach in the tank and I'm going to try and pull that fuel line out of there. There's the bottom part and here's the top part. Looks like that's actually connected here. So I'm just going to pop this plug out. There we go. So I don't think I have a plug like this. So I'm probably going to have to order a part here. So you can see that this fuel filter is all nasty and gummed up. So we're going to put a new fuel filter on. And since I don't actually have this plug, a lot, the newer ones, they have this black plug and it has holes in it, and then you feed your fuel line through. This air breather seems good. This side, what I'm actually going to try and do is drill that out. So I'm going to get a drill bit and drill that out and put in a new fuel line. Alright guys, here's the part for the newer Echo trimmers, and it doesn't already have the fuel lines connected, it just has the holes like that. And what I've figured out is that you need a 3/16 bit, looks like here, to that's the hole size that you need, a 3/16 diameter. So I'm going to actually take the old one that I just pulled out of the machine, and I'm going to actually drill this side out. This side's fine, the one with the air breather. This side I'm going to actually drill that out with this bit, and then we're going to put our new fuel line through there. So we're going to start here by snipping the end. I'm just taking my snips and cutting that off, and then we're going to drill this out just a little bit wider, 3/16. So I got her clamped in the vise. If this doesn't work, we'll run out and get the part, but it's Sunday and nothing's open, so we're just going to try and drill this out. Should be pretty good. So I'm just taking the old fuel line and I'm getting a new fuel filter on there, and here's a new line that I'm going to run, just Tygon. And the size of the fuel line happens to be 1/8 inside by 3/16 outside. And we're going to take that, I've already cut like a triangular tip, and we're just going to try and push it through here where I drilled out. And hopefully I can get it through here. It's going to be tough, but we're going to work it through here. Well, with a little bit of work I was able to push it through here. It looks like a good fit, and most importantly, if I suck on it or blow air through it, the air goes through nice and easily. It's not pinched off or anything. So that should be good. So we're going to clean out the fuel tank. There's all kinds of debris in here. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna put some gas in here and shake it up and just clean it out. I'll blow it out. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the end where our fuel filter goes, and I'm just taking a Phillips head screwdriver and I'm basically jamming it in the fuel line just to widen that up a little bit. And now that that's a little wider, it should make sliding on our fuel filter easier. Another thing I'm doing is licking my fingers right now, just so that that slides on a little better. And you can see it's just starting to go on. And we're just going to work it up on here all the way up to the top. Twisting it helps it slide. So that's how that goes on. That's not going anywhere. So I cleaned out the fuel tank with a little bit of old gas that I had. Just shook it around. I put the lid on, and I put a couple nuts and bolts in there to help free up anything. And I dumped that out, and I had it drying outside. So this thing is nice and clean, with the exception of the outside. And I'm just taking my fuel filter assembly here. I'm dropping it in the tank, and then we're gonna slip in our grommet at the end here. And we're just going to try and force that in this hole so that it seals tight. It's a pretty tight fit. Carefully using a screwdriver just to get it started. I think once I get the bottom edge in this back side as well, it should seat. It's starting to go. There we go. And that locked in there pretty well, and I could spin it however it needs to be to suit the carburetor. Alright, in the interest of saving some time, I put back the screws, reattached the gas tank, and while I'm here I'm going to check that the machine has spark. So I'm just going to take my spark plug tester, plug that into the plug and up here, and we'll give it a pull. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but we want to see if this spark plug tester lights up. Well, I don't see anything. I gotta make it dark in here. Alright, we're gonna try this again. It's a little darker now that I shut the garage door. And that's lighting up. So that means we have good spark. So I just yanked the plug out, and it has a pretty good color to it. You know, from the looks of things, the amount of dust on this machine, it wasn't run for a while. And, you know, there's no crud built up. The gap looks right. And it looks like it was burning pretty clean, which should be like an orange or like a tannish sort of like leather color on the tip. So this looks real good. I'll just clean it up on the wire brush. So here's a look at the carb. It's a Zamba. You can see that there's still some dirt and oil on there. So I'm just going to throw that in some degreaser I have here. We're going to take the carb, whole thing, just drop it in. And I'm going to take a little brush and just brush it and get all the debris off of it. The more dirt you get off of it, the less dirt that you're going to have to deal with once you get it apart. This one's a Zamba, and I don't think I have this carb kit here, so I'm hoping the diaphragm's in decent shape, but it might be pretty beat. So we're going to take it apart, take a look at it.